Welcome back to Harvest Moon Farm. Today we're going to continue on with our holiday baking projects. Today we're going to make some chocolate chip cookies with holiday chips. We're going to make some butterscotch cookies, and we are going to make some peanut butter blossoms. So to start with, I need to make some brown sugar because I'm out. So I'm just going to start with some regular sugar. And I think I'm going to do that in the mixer. So I'm going to make 5 recipes. So I'm going to measure out 5 recipes worth of sugar and then add some molasses. And maybe I'll do a little bit more than 5 so I've got some left. Maybe I'll go ahead and do 6. Alright, so all I need to do is Alright, I'm just going to add some molasses to my regular sugar here. And then and I didn't measure it, I just poured some in. We'll mix it up and then we'll see if that looks good enough or if we need a little more molasses. Alright, I think that's actually about perfect. So I'm going to take this out of my mixing bowl and just dump it in this other bowl for me to measure out of while I'm going through my cookie recipes. So for each recipe, we're going to start with 2 sticks of butter. Which is 1 cup. And this is softened, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut it in a little bit smaller pieces. And then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of regular white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Okay. And then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I've got about 1 teaspoon left in this container. So I went ahead and just poured that in. And now we're just going to cream this mixture together. Okay, so we have our butter and sugars all mixed together. And so now we are going to add 2 large eggs. And we're going to mix those in. So now we're going to add our flour and our other dry ingredients. And it says to mix it in another bowl beforehand, and I typically don't do that. I'm just going to add it straight in here. So we need a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. And then we want to add 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm going to use regular chocolate chips. So I'm going to put in the equivalent of a bag of chips, which is about 1 cup and 3/4 of chips. Then I'm also going to use these Hershey's. They are trees and stockings, just little white vanilla chips. Yeah, white cream chips. So I'm going to pour, let me see. I'm going to pour about 1/2 bag into each recipe that I'm making here. And I'm planning to, gosh, let's see. I usually triple the chocolate chip cookies. I think I will go ahead and do that still, because chocolate chip cookies are always good. And after Christmas, when if we have anything left, my husband takes all the leftovers to work, and all the guys in his warehouse just go crazy and they love them. So if we have a bunch of stuff left, they will definitely get eaten. I've got my oven heated to 350. I'm going to start scooping these out onto my trays, and then once I have 2 trays done, I'll get those in the oven, and then I'll fill my other 2 trays, and then I will mix the next batch of dough. And at some point tonight I need to take a break and make dinner, but not right this minute. All right, there's one. So I'm going to put these first 2 trays in, and I'm going to bake them for about 11 to 13 minutes. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill these other 2 trays while those are baking. My scoop is kind of sticking. Each one of these recipes makes about 4.5 dozen cookies. Alright, so now I'm just going to start the next batch of dough and just keep moving on. I'm still baking the chocolate chip cookies, but I went ahead and made up the batter for the butterscotch cookies. It's the same base, it's just the Toll House cookie base. So I doubled this, so I'm going to add about 3.5 cups of butterscotch chips. And I'm also going to add some of these little mini baking chips. They're just vanilla chips that are red, white, and green. So I'm just putting those in there really for color so they look like Christmas. And I'm going to add, I think, I'm going to put one in it. Whoops! Throwing chips everywhere. I'm going to kind of stir it a little bit and see. Oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add a second bag. I'm going to use the scissors because this is not cooperating. So this is just, this brand is called Yum Mallow. Yum Mallow. I don't know, I got them at Walmart. They're just mini baking chips that are red, white, and green. And then I'm going to stir all this up and put it to the side. And once I get all of the chocolate chip cookies made, then I'll go ahead and start baking up these chips, or these cookies as well. Get everything cleaned up. Alright, so I finished all of the chocolate chip cookies. The last batch is cooling, and then I'll get those stacked with the others. And I've got the first 2 cookie sheets with the butterscotch chip cookies in the oven. And I've got the next 2 trays ready to go. So I should be done here shortly. So I'm all done with the chocolate chip and the butterscotch chip. They turned out pretty good, I think. I tasted one of the butterscotch. It was delicious. We end up with about 14 dozen of the chocolate chip and about 9.5 dozen of the butterscotch chip. I did not get to the peanut butter blossom, so I'll finish those up tomorrow. I did have one of you say that my Christmas lights in my window were kind of driving you crazy, and I apologize for that if it was driving you crazy too. I unplugged them. So I'm going to try and see if I can either crop them out or do something to make them less distracting in the videos that I have not edited and posted yet. So I am very sorry if they were bothering you. But we will finish up the other cookies tomorrow. So after these are all cool, I'm going to go ahead and put them in some containers to store them. I want to make sure they're completely cool so they don't stick together. And then once I've got my peanut butter blossoms done, I'll do the same thing with those. And then they will go in my little stack of things that I'm getting ready to put in my kids' cookie trays. All right, guys, it's the next day, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my last batch of cookies that I had for that group. So I've got just some pre-made peanut butter cookie dough. We're going to make some peanut butter blossoms. So I'm just going to open this up. And again, you could make your own cookie dough if you wanted. I just used this for my convenience item for this particular cookie. It's just, I have done a couple times where I made my own peanut butter cookie dough, but when I'm already making so many things, it just drags out the process so long, I just gave up and started, ooh, this is still wet, and started buying this pre-made dough. So I've just got my cookie scoop here, and I'm using the 1-inch scoop. Just going to make my little balls and throw them in just some regular granulated sugar. I've got my oven preheating to 350. We're just going to roll these in the sugar and put them on our cookie tray. And I've got 3 rolls of cookie dough, so however many that makes is how many we have. And I did already unwrap a bunch of kisses. I actually unwrapped enough to do my 4 full trays. So I just bought, you know, the big bag of chocolate kisses. I've got them all unwrapped in here so that I don't have to try and stay ahead of them while I'm baking. Really, these cookies could not be any more simple, especially when you buy the pre-made dough. You guys hear my dog? He's the loudest drinker, I swear. Bear! My goodness. Well, so it looks like one of these regular sized rolls makes 2 dozen cookies. Yeah. So I should be able to get about 6 dozen out of what I've got in the fridge. Or, oh my goodness, out of the cookie dough that I bought. Alright, so I've got the first 2 trays are ready. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'm going to put them in for about 9 minutes and see how they look, and then if I need another minute or 2, I'll go ahead and reset the timer. Alright, and then while that first batch is in the oven, I'll go ahead and fill the other 2 trays. First 2 batches of cookies are out of the oven. Whoop. And now all I'm going to do is take my kisses and just stick them right on the top of these cookies. And a trick that I don't remember where I read it or something, if you are making these cookies to send to someone, so you're sending a care package, maybe you've got somebody in the military, maybe you've got another family member or someone that lives out of town that you want to send them some, because obviously these aren't going to stack very well. So if you want to send this type of cookie, if you put your kiss in upside down and kind of smash it down, then it will, the point will be inside the cookie, and the chocolate will melt down so that it's flat. And then you can stack them and package them up and send them as part of a care package. So something so simple, I would have never thought of it until I read it, but it makes perfect sense. there we go. There's that first tray. I'll let those cool a little bit. Whoops. Let those cool in my pan just a little bit, and then I'm going to put them on the cooling rack. All right, so there is the last of my cookie dough, and I ended up with 6 dozen cookies plus I was able to get 3 extra out of the last of that dough. So I'll get 1, 2, 3 more chocolates and put them in my bowl so that they're ready when my cookies come out of the oven. Okay, so I just took the last batch of cookies out of the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chocolates on these and get them on the cooling racks. I have 2 unwrapped kisses left. Apparently I do not know how to count today, but my husband will eat those. He'll be happy to do that for me. All right, so I'm going to get these cooling. All right, so I've got everything done for this video. So I've got the chocolate chip cookies that I mixed with these little trees and stockings, I think. I've got the butterscotch cookies that I mixed with these little mini white chips. And we've got our peanut butter blossoms, and of course we made with chocolate kisses. So that's going to do it for this video. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks guys. See ya.